Good morning, students. Sage Anandam, continuing the video lecture series. This is my lecture 2 of analog and digital communication. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about amplitude modulation and its types and various digital modulation techniques also. In this lecture, we'll be discussing about the AM modulators and demodulators. So first is coming to the AM modulator. It is the square law modulator. Yeah. Okay. So it basically consists of only three objects: a nonlinear device, a bandpass filter, and a carrier source and a modulating signal. So modulating signal is given from here, carrier signal from here, who's given as EC cos 2 pi FCT. It is a nonlinear device. This is the bandpass filter, and from here we'll get the output. This bandpass filter is tuned circuit, which is tuned to the carrier frequency only. Okay, so let's discuss its operation. The modulating signal and the carrier signal are connected in the series with each other, and their sum V1T is applied to the input of the nonlinear device. And such as the nonlinear device can be a diode, transistor, or any. The expressions can be given as, here is a short derivation of this. Yeah. So V1T is given as XT plus EC cos 2 pi FCT, that is the massive signal and the carrier signal, and V2T, the output of the nonlinear device, is given as A V1T plus B V1 square T. So putting the value of V1T from here over here, and A and B are the constants. So substituting the values, we'll get on solving A V1T, that is A XT plus A EC cos 2 pi FCT, these two terms, plus B V1 square T. So B X square T plus 2B XT EC cos 2 pi FCT plus B EC square cos square 2 pi FCT. So we'll be getting these five terms where AXT is the modulating signal, AEC cos 2 pi FCT is the carrier signal, BX square T is the squared modulating signal. As we are getting squared, that's why it is named as square law modulator. Okay, students? To BXT EC cos 2 pi FCT, I think EC is missing over here. Here EC is also there, which is the AM wave with only sidebands, and this term is squared carriers, only squared carriers. So out of these terms, only the second and the fourth are useful, whereas the remaining terms are not useful. That is, first, third, and fifth are not useful. Why are these useful and non-useful terms comes here? Look, students, in the output, we need only the massive signal, not the carrier signal. And in the diagram, we have seen that here it is a band pass filter. What the band pass filter do? It passes only frequency of band to which it is tuned. And this band pass filter has been tuned to the carrier frequency wave. So it will allow to pass only the components which contain the carrier waves. And the components which does not carrier wave, it will stop here only. It will not reflect at the output. So the first term does not contain any carrier frequency wave component, so it is rejected. Second, contain the carrier frequency, so it is passed. Third, again, it does not contain any carrier frequency component, so it is rejected. Fourth, again, it contains the carrier frequency component, so it is passed. Why now this fifth is being rejected is a question. This is rejected because it contains a square of the carrier frequency, and the bandpass filter is tuned to only the frequency carrier component, not the square of that frequency. That's why this component is also rejected. So we are left only with the second and the fourth. So these two terms will be passed, first, third, and fifth will be rejected, which are considered as a noise. As we have discussed, it is all written over here only. Out of these five terms, only the term 2 and 4 are useful and the remaining are not useful. The bandpass filter passes only the useful terms and rejects the others. Hence, the output will be the output after disconnecting all the unuseful terms. After dropping all the unuseful terms, the V2T or V0T will be AEC. We have taken common 1 plus 2 BXT upon A cos 2 pi FCT. This can be considered as a modulation index to B upon A. So final output will be AEC 1 plus 2 BXT upon A cos 2 pi FCT. If you look at here, guys, students, this is the equation of the AM signal. Coming to the square law detector. Coming to the square law detector. Again, it consists of few things only. Here the modulated signal is there. Here a square law device is there, and here a low pass filter is there. In the modulator, we have used band pass, and in the detector, we uses only the low pass filter. Okay, the process of extracting, and so what is detector basically? The process of extracting an original masses signal from the modulated wave is known as detection or the demodulation. The circuit which demodulates the modulated wave is known as the demodulator. So I have already explained you the block diagram of a square law detector. It consists only a square law device and a low pass filter. And the masses signal has been reflected here. Let's continue with its. Yeah. So basically, let me know, explain you the operation of this. The input output characteristics or the transfer characteristics of a square law device such as diode or a nonlinear device can be again expressed as the same in a square law modulator, that is V2T is equals to A V1T plus B V1 square T. On solving, a square law device will allow only the components which have the terms having the frequency components and rejects all the others, and the low pass filter will only transfer the masses signal components and rejects all the others, so we'll get the masses signal only at the output. All the distortions will be rejected. Then coming to the envelope detector, this is very important, students, from exam point of view. An envelope detector produces an output signal that follows the envelope of an input AM signal exactly. The name has been taken from the masses signal, from the modulation. That is the envelope. Masses signal is modulated and is known as the envelope. It consists of an AN wave from IF amplifier, a detector, AM wave, okay, a detector diode, and an RC filter. Now, the envelope detector is a simple and very efficient device which is suitable for the detection of a narrowband AM signals. A narrowband AM wave is the one in which the carrier frequency FC is much higher as compared to the bandwidth of the modulating signal. An envelope detector produces an output signal that follows the envelope of the input AM signal exactly. The envelope detector is used in all the commercial AM radio receivers. Now coming to the operation, the standard AM wave is applied at the input of the detector. In every positive half cycle of the input, the detector diode is forward biased. It will charge the filter capacitor C connected across the load resistance R to almost the peak value of the input voltage. As soon as the capacitor charges to the peak value, the diode stops conducting. The capacitor will discharge through R between the positive peaks. The discharging process continues until the next positive cycle when the input signal becomes greater than the capacitor. When the input signal becomes greater than the capacitor voltage, the diode conducts again and process repeats itself. Basically, looking at the waveform will teach you more. Yes. See, this is our masses signal. This envelope is our masses signal. This dotted line is our masses signal envelope, which is known as envelope. It is expressed here. This is the high frequency carrier signal. So the input output waveforms for the envelope detector shows this shows the charging and this shows the discharging of the capacitor. When the input signal is applied, it first charges the capacitor through diode. When charging reaches to its peak level, this is the peak level of envelope. It reaches to its peak level, it will reverse bias the diode. Then the capacitor discharges through R, resistor which is connected in parallel. If it discharges through R, then again diode becomes forward bias and it starts charging again. Again it discharges through R. Then it charges through its peak value. then again it discharges through R, then again it discharging through the peak value, and then again it discharges. This is how the peaks comes, and we can join the peak points of all these points to again develop and recreate the transmitted masses signal. Okay, students, it can be seen from the waveforms that the envelope of the AN wave is being recovered successfully. We assume that the diode is ideal, which presents a zero resistance when it is on and infinite resistance when it is off. We also assume that the AM wave applied to the input of the detector is supplied by a source having internal resistance of RS. So I have already told you that this is used in the commercial AM radio receivers. Thank you so much, students. I hope both the detectors and the modulator, square law modulator is very clear. It is, these points are these topics are very important from your exam point of view. Please go through them. If you have any difficulties and faces any difficulties regarding these topics, then please comment and contact me. Thank you so much, students. Sage Anandam.